Welcome back to the next session for radial contouring project in the subject surveying 2. So in this we were dealing with the radial contouring project. Okay. So in the previous session we have discussed these points, that is what are the prerequisites of radial contouring project, what are the instruments required, then correspondingly field procedure of radial contouring project, in which we have seen the actual groundwork, how it has been fly leveling been done, how the readings are being noted down, then centering and leveling at station O point. Okay, then correspondingly how the grid formation is to be done, then taking and noting down the staff readings of every point of grid, and taking the bearing of starting line of the grid. Okay, that is of the A line. So these points we have discussed in the previous session. So you can visit the previous video and get it clear. Okay, and in this session we are going to see how the RLs are been calculated, correspondingly how the drawing sheet of radial contouring sheet, that is it is to be drawn, that is how the grid formation is to be done by taking a suitable scale, then how the interpolation of contours is done, and final drawing sheet we are going to see. So after drawing the entire sheet, what checks we are supposed to take it, that we are going to see. Okay, so we'll see one by one. So RL calculation. So RL is nothing but our reduced levels. So now in this case, while dealing with the radial contouring project, we are going to calculate the RLs by making use of the basic prerequisites, that is of the tachometric surveying. We are not going to make use of the regular formulas that were of rise and fall like that. But for starting part only, we are going to utilize it. That is for the fly leveling, that RL checks which we are using. Okay, only summation of BS minus FS or corresponding last RL minus first RL, that we are going to check it for only fly leveling operation, that is the initial stage. But in order to do the calculation for the other RLs of the grid, we are going to make use of the tachometric surveying of Stadia method, in which fixed hair method is the method. Okay, sub method. So that formulas we are going to adopt. So first of all, we should know that whenever there is either angle of elevation or depression, so elevation is considered as positive. So certain staff positions were such that on the ground, that they were on the elevation as compared to the said instrument station at which we are kept. Okay, that was at O, and some of the points were at the depression. So according to that, we are supposed to calculate the horizontal distance by making use of the formula d is equal to ks cos square theta plus c cos theta, that is the distance between the instrument and the staff, where k is the multiplying constant or f upon I, the value of which is it is nothing but 100, as it has been provided with the analytic lens. S is the staff intercept, that is the difference between top and bottom crosshair reading. Theta is the angle which is made with respect to the center crosshair reading or axial reading. Okay, and c is the additive constant, or which we also call it as small f plus d. Okay, So by using this formula, that is d is equal to ks cos square theta plus c cos theta, we are going to calculate the horizontal distance between the instrument and the staff station. Then in order to calculate the vertical distance, we are going to make use of the formula, that is v is equal to ks sin 2 theta upon 2 plus c sin theta. Okay, so where theta is same, that is the vertical angle made with respect to the middle crosshair reading. Okay, so we are going to calculate this d and v, that is horizontal distance between the instrument station and the staff station, that is horizontal and vertical, for each and every staff position of the grid, which were been marked on the grid. Okay, and then we are going to calculate the RL of that position. Okay, so suppose P is my point on the ground, so correspondingly we have taken the RL of benchmark, okay, up to that point, then backside plus or minus V minus H. Okay, so this RL of benchmark plus BS is nothing but your HI, height of the instrument, okay, which will get considering the RL of up to the center cross reading. And this plus sign is being used when the staff is at the elevation, and minus sign is being used when the staff is at the depression, and minus H. So H is nothing but the central crosshair reading. Okay, so for getting an idea, I have written here P, but in the case it will be RL of A 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 for A line. Then for B line, it will be RL of B 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. And according to that, this RL of benchmark plus backside is going to remain constant, but the change is going to take place, that is correspondingly to that position, whatever is the vertical distance that we are going to put it, and correspondingly whatever is the cross reading at that point, we are going to substitute here and do the calculation. So I will show you the video. Okay, so here you can see. So first of all, we are going to calculate the RLs from the benchmark up to the starting point of our project. Okay, that is at up to the station point. So 500 was the RL I have taken, so that was PBM. So in that I have added correspondingly BS, calculated HI, then deducted FS, calculated RL. Then in that RL I'm going to again add BS and calculate HI, and from that HI I'm going to deduct the FS, okay, and calculate the RL. Okay, so that will be nothing but correspondingly RL of my station O point. Okay, so in the previous video, you might have seen that we have taken the two change points correspondingly. Okay, so in that we have taken the readings of BS, FS, BS, FS, and according to that we have calculated the said RLs. So here you can see I am doing the summation of BS and summation of FS. Okay, because we require a certain check. So unless and until we are not having arithmetical check, you cannot move to the further point. So summation BS minus summation FS comes out to be minus 4.83, and that of RL also comes out to be minus 4.83. So they are equal. So this is the arithmetical check for the fly leveling. So now by making use of that RL of the last point, we are going to calculate the RLs of the remaining points. Okay, so that RL I am going to take it as a reference. Okay, so in that I am going to add the height of the instrument. Okay, so I written here RL, it is correspondingly 495.170 plus height, it was 1.23. Okay, so that I have written here as a common RL. Okay, instrument axis, so that is coming out to be 496.40. Okay, so now I'm going to calculate the RL. Okay, first of all, I'll calculate the staff intercepts, because on the ground we have taken only the top, bottom, and XL reading. Okay, so first of all, I will do the calculation of the said staff intercept, that is the difference between top and bottom. Okay, so likewise, I have calculated first the staff intercept of each and every point. Then I'm going to calculate the horizontal distance between the instrument and the staff, as I told you. So for that formula, it is Ks cos square theta plus C cos theta for A10. So as we are knowing that K value is 100, as I told you. Yes, staff intercept for A10 is 0.12, cos square angle is 0, because it was not a case that I was supposed to take a vertical angle. So all the stuffs were been visible. So that distance, whatever I have calculated by using the formula, I'm going to write it down. So that is 12 meter. Okay. And vertical component is 0. Why? Because the vertical angle is 0. So likewise, I have calculated the horizontal distances of each and every positions, that is A10, A20, 30, 40, 50, B10, 20, 30, 40, and so on up to the last point. Okay. So now in order to calculate the RL of A, so what will be the formula? A10 RL of instrument axis plus V1 minus H1. So RL of instrument axis, it is nothing but 496.40. Here you can see, plus V1, it is vertical distance is 0, and H1 is nothing but center crosshair reading, that is 1.465. So I'm going to deduct it and calculate the RL of point A10 on the ground. So it is coming out to be 496.935. So that I'm going to write it here. So likewise, I'm going to calculate the RLs of other points of A10, then A20, A30, 40, up to the last point. Okay, so here you can see that I calculated. Okay, so as we have mentioned here, okay, so for azimuth 0 degree, 15 degree, then 30 degree for each and every line. So vertical angle here it is 0, correspondingly vertical component is 0, and according to that I calculated here. Okay, then as there was vertical angle, according to that vertical component was being calculated by making of the formula Ks sin 2 theta upon 2 plus C sin theta, and according to that I substituted those values and calculated the said RLs. Okay, got it. So in this way the RLs are supposed to be calculated. Then moving further, so after doing the RL calculations, we are going to start drawing the sheet. So as I told you, in that there are three steps: grid formations by taking a suitable scale, then interpolation of contours, and final drawing of the sheet. So first of all, I will show you the grid formation, how the grid formation was been done. Okay. Okay. So here you can see, so by taking a suitable scale as 1:200, first of all, I have marked the center point, and I am marking the angles 15 degree, 30 degree, then 45, 60, 75, 90. And according to that, I am going to form this grid. Okay. So on the ground, it was correspondingly, our distance was total 50 meters radius. So after converting it to suitable scale, so the length between each and every plot came out to be 5 centimeter. Okay. So likewise, I am going to draw the straight lines as it was on the ground. Okay. So likewise, I have prepared the entire grid, and whatever. So this is the instrument station O, where we have kept the instrument, and I will write here it as A, B, C, D, whatever the grid lines were on the ground likewise, so that it will be useful for me in order to write down the RLs on the drawing sheet. So in this way, first of all, I'm going to prepare the grid. Okay. Then after forming the grid, okay, what I'm supposed to do now, I will write down all the RLs that are been calculated on each and every point that were of the junction, that is of A10, A20, A30, A40, A50. That is of the A line. Then that of the B line, it was B10, 20, 30, 40, 50, C10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So likewise, I will write down the RLs which are been calculated and written down in the correspondingly recording book. Okay, sheet, recording sheet. That only I am going to write it there. So after writing down that RLs, I am interested in knowing what is the actual nature of that ground. Okay, so directly we cannot go for the plotting of the ground. So for that purpose, we are supposed to do the interpolation of the contours. Okay, so we are going to make use of this formula, that is distance of expected contour RL from lower RL is equal to expected contour RL minus lower RL divided by higher RL minus lower RL into distance between consecutive RLs. Okay, so what is the actual meaning of this? So suppose I am knowing that the RL. Okay, so suppose this is the, these are the 2 points. Okay, so this is suppose 496.5. I'm taking this as tentative, and this is suppose 494.5, and suppose this is a straight line. Okay, and in between this I'm supposed to pass out the contour RLs. So these are the RLs on the ground, and correspondingly I'm supposed to pass the contour lines of the grounds which are there. So these are the RLs which are being calculated and written on the drawing sheet. Okay, so in between this I can pass the contour, that is expected contour RL will be 495, that is rounded figure, then 496 also I can pass it. So for that purpose, expected contour RL will be 495 minus lower, that is 494.5, divided by higher RL, that is 496.5, minus lower RL, again 494.5, into distance between consecutive RL. So whatever is the distance that I have plotted on the drawing sheet, that I am going to take it there, multiply and calculate the distance and plot it from the lower RL. Okay, so suppose this distance comes out to be, so this distance is suppose on the ground it was 5 meters, and on the sheet it will be converted and it will be smaller one, and after calculating suppose it is coming out to 1 centimeter. So I'm going to plot it from the lower RL. You can calculate the distance from the higher RL also. The change only in the formula will be higher RL minus lower higher RL minus expected contour RL. Rest of the formula will remain same. Okay, so how the interpolation of the contours is been done, I will tell you. I'll show you in the video. Okay, so as I told you, the RLs are been written there. Okay, and correspondingly in order to do the interpolation of the contour. Okay, so as I told the formula, that is distance of expected contour RL from lower RL. Okay, is equal to expected contour RL minus lower RL divided by higher RL minus lower RL into distance between two consecutive RLs. Okay, so that formula here it is written for our reference. Okay, here you can see. Okay, and sample calculations we are supposed to show on the drawing sheet, and scale is taken as 1:200. Okay, so now here you can see that it is 5 centimeter total distance between the 2 points. Okay, so you can see here it is 5 centimeter. So the total distance from corner up to the center point, it will be total 25. Okay, so I have written here all the contour RLs, and as per that I am going to do the interpolation. Okay, so now here you can see the lower RL is 493.632 and the higher RL is 494.552. So in between this, the whole number contour RL expected, it is 494, which can pass between this. Okay, so correspondingly here you can see I have done the calculation. So 494 is the expected contour RL. Okay. Minus this 493.632, it is a lower RL, minus 494.552 minus lower RL 493.632 into the distance. Okay, whatever is the distance there, that I am going to write it and calculate it. Okay, so here you can see I have calculated it. Okay, so that distance is coming out to be 2 centimeter. Okay, so I have plotted on the sheet that distance, that is 2 centimeter from the lower RL. Okay, so that is the actual. So likewise, we are supposed to do the sheet interpolation for the same line which can pass from the other grids. Okay, so likewise, you are supposed to do the interpolation of the contours for passing. So we are knowing that the characteristics of the contour is nothing but the contour line can lie within the map, or correspondingly it can generally it forms a closed loop. But as we are having the restrictions for drawing the sheet or drawing the map, so the contour lines can form closed loop, or they can just start at one point and go out of that our restricted map. Okay, so according to that only we are supposed to draw it, and you should take a care that no control lines should intersect each other. Okay, so except there is certain cases, in case of overhanging cliff, that they are intersecting, so particularly such kind of we don't go. Okay, if it happens, according to that we are supposed to draw the drawing sheet. Okay, that is of the radial contouring project. So likewise I have done the said interpolation. Okay, so here you can see that 494 is coming out here. Okay, by using this formula correspondingly I have done. Okay, so that is of the second point. Okay, so likewise entire sheet is been drawn. Then the question arises whether to take the rounded figure or zero point 0.5 or 0.25. So that is nothing but the contour interval. Okay, so contour interval is nothing but we are knowing that it is nothing but the vertical distance between two consecutive contour RLs. Okay, contours. Okay, so it depends upon the accuracy or whether the ground is a plain ground or slopy ground. Okay, so according to that we are going to take the contour interval and draw the entire drawing sheet. Okay, so this correspondingly we have drawn here the grid. Okay, so that we can have a check that whatever are the correspondingly points are there that can be represented. Okay, and can be located easily on the drawing sheet instead of going through the RLs. Okay, so directly we can tell that particular point is located here. So that is nothing but drawing the sheet. Okay, after interpolation. And last part is nothing but final drawing sheet. Okay, so here you can see, so this is the final drawing sheet which has been drawn. Okay, so in which we are supposed to show along with the interpolation of the grid. Okay, grid formation, interpolation of the contour lines we have drawn. Correspondingly we are supposed to draw the magnetic bearing of the line. Okay, so from correspondingly A C0, okay, that O station was there where we have kept the instrument. So with respect to north, whatever the angle that was been measured, so we are going to plot it here. Then this grid formation which has been done on the ground for our reference, in order to locate whatever the points are there on the sheet, we can locate it here with respect to this grid. Okay, and a sample calculation that we have shown it here. Okay, so this is nothing but regarding your entire drawing sheet. Okay, and as I told you, there are certain checks that correspondingly after drawing sheet you should check whether the contour interval is constant or not. Here you can see correspondingly 494 is there, then 493.5, then 493, 492.5, then again 492.5. So this line only control line has came outside, this 493 has came outside, so correspondingly it's again increasing with a common control interval of 0.5. So correspondingly you should have that check. Okay, so that's what regarding how to draw the radial contouring sheet and said our radial contouring project. So in which we have seen starting with what are the prerequisites, then what instruments do we require in drawing the sheet, then correspondingly what formulas do we require, how the fly leveling operation, then how the grid formation is done on the ground, then how the staff readings are being taken, magnetic reading, magnetic bearing of the center line is being taken. Okay, and correspondingly after coming to the office work or in the college work, how we are going to calculate the RLs, which method of interpolation we are going to adopt it by taking a suitable scale, how the grid formation was been done, and how the final checks are to be taken. Okay, of the radial contouring sheet. So that was regarding said radial contouring project. Hope you have understood the said radial contouring project from actual point of view. Okay, and if you are having any difficulty regarding this, you can post it here so that I can work on it. Okay, so thank you.